Hey, it's Mike from The Mike Wagner Show. Thanks for tuning in to The Mike Wagner Show on Anchor FM. If you're interested in sponsoring my show, you can send me an email to themikewagnershow@gmail.com, or you could also donate to the podcast. Just go to the Donate Listen site, and you can also donate whatever you like. Anchor is the easiest way to make a podcast. For those who are interested, Anchor can give you everything you need in one place for free, which you can use right from your phone or computer. We got creation tools, allows you to record and edit podcasts so it sounds great, and they'll distribute the podcast for you so it can be heard everywhere. Spotify, Apple, Google, many more. And you can make money from the podcast with no minimum listenership. So download the Anchor app for free or go to Anchor FM to get started.
It's now time for the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube, iTunes, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and themikewagnershow.com. Mike brings you great guests and interesting people from all across the globe. So sit back, relax, and enjoy another great episode of the Mike Wagner Show.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from The Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs at below the competition rate. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at facebook.com/the Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, Apple, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you via main mobile device and subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. We're here with a wonderful lady born in northern Italy, now in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. She's a model, author, and millennial activist. She's also a former columnist for Vanity Fair, also La Repubblica, La Voce di New York, and also the author of Everything is Possible, novel about the power of dreams. And she's also a celebrity, wish maker, social media entrepreneur, top 100 fashion influencer, author, brand ambassador, and many more, co-founder of Osonia Partners LLC, and just a major influence happening on the scene. And once you hear about this wonderful lady, you're just going to be so amazed and so just taken back. You just wish you just had a wish for her as well. Ladies and gentlemen, from Philadelphia, PA, as they say, from Italy with love, going to Philadelphia, PA, ladies and gentlemen, the very talented Simonetta Lein. Simonetta, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
Hello, your presentation was wonderful. Thank you so much.
Not a problem. I'm glad to have you on tonight here. I'm
glad to be here.
Oh, it's fantastic. From Italy with love. So you're from a town called Pordenone, Italy, which is the northern part.
Yes.
Yes, Pordenone, that's right. And now
did your researches. Yes. Very well.
Yeah. Thank you, Crossi. And now in Philadelphia, PA, you're a former columnist for Vanity Fair and also some other publications. You're also author of Everything's Possible, novel about the power of dreams, celebrity, wish maker, social media entrepreneur, top 100 fashion influencer, and you just have a lot going on, and you also have a special website that helps people with wishes as well, too. And before we get into all that, tell us how I got started.
So where do I start? From which angle? Because we have so many angles.
It's up to you. Pick one.
Up to me. So, I started, maybe all this journey has started when I was 16, and I remember I was with my family. I was raised, like you were saying, in the northern part of Italy, and they had a special place where they had people from all over the world gathering and doing conferences. So I was raised with philosophers and doctors and, a lot of cool people, scientists. And I remember there was this girl, I was helping actually in the kitchen because my parents really taught me the value of work. And so, I was helping in the kitchen. There were like 40 people. We had to, prepare lunch. And this girl from Greece came in the kitchen and told me, "Are you a model?" And I told her, I said, no, I said, I live here with my family, and I study. Actually, at that time, I was in high school, and I was studying classical studies. So I studied Latin, ancient Greek, and all that beautiful stuff, philosophy. And so I never actually really thought about it. She said, you have the physique as a model. Why don't you, think to be a model? And I remember that I, went to my father and said, what'd you think about that? And my father said, well, I don't know. Let's, give it a try. And so I started, very young to just learn a little bit how to do the catwalk and, all those parts related to fashion. And at the beginning, again, I liked it, but I was a little bit taken down by it because my teacher, let's put it this way, told me at that time, he said, you have a perfect physique, you're tall and, skinny, but remember that if you want to continue to, really have this as, your career for your type of body, you really have to, put a lot of effort and basically it's not that he told me you don't have to eat, but almost,
Mm-hmm.
and that, really scared me. I always liked, my pasta, my beautiful Italian food. And again, I found, what he told me pretty unhealthy. So thank God that I had, my father's a medical doctor. My mother, she's a psychotherapist. I talked with them. And, very easily I understood that mentality was not mine. And it's not even, the entire, mentality around the fashion world. There's, of course, a lot of stigma around it. But it's true. I mean, there are people that are convinced that, models have to be extremely skinny. And there are instead other people. And I have to say that maybe even thanks to social media, that problem on one side is ending because social media opened up so many, new channels for even curvy models and models with babies and, so many other doors opened up. So again, in my story, that pattern actually very easily went into acting. When I was studying actually as a painter, because that's my first degree, I started also to study as an actress. I was actually in Bologna in Italy, in the northern part of Italy, beautiful city. If you have never been to, the northern part of Italy, please go and visit. And after that, I just started to be very focused into acting, and I moved to Rome. Rome is like a little bit Los Angeles in Italy.
Mm-hmm.
So Milan is a little bit like New York, and Rome is a little bit like Los Angeles. And then from that, I really thought that I wanted to be an actress, and I studied also with the members of the actor studio. I really took it very seriously. I was paying for all my lessons, actually translating from English to Italians because the teachers were Americans, but the students were Italians. So, one thing after another. And then I was actually writing my thoughts down, a little bit of what happened in my life, and someone read it and told me, you know what, this is very, very good. You should, send it to an editor. And so to basically go at the end of the story, I had this book that was published by one of the biggest publishing houses in Italy, which is Mondadori. It's like Penguin. It's very, very big. And from that, it's like that all that I was doing before kind of came together because Vanity Fair saw my book and they said, oh my goodness, you are also a model and an actress. I was also working in television at that time, was, doing a lot of commercials, and then I was honestly paying my bills as an actress. But then from that really catapulted me, in a very, big arena. So I was working for Vanity Fair as their influencer, doing videos for them, and then a radio show for them, and then writing pieces for them. And so from that, I started to be very well known in my own country. I started to have, more gigs into like national radios and television. And so all in a way, again, like I was saying, came together. And then 5 years ago, 4 years and a half ago, my husband and I decided to take this, leap of faith. He's actually originally from New Jersey. And we just decided, he was living with me in Milan for 10 years. And we said, okay, let's just, try to go in America. Because I don't know, many people ask me why. There are, of course, some practical reason. related to, Europe really not going super well from an economical point of view. And also my soul really maybe wanted to expand to, America. It's, so vast and so beautiful. It can reach, any race, any country, it just, when you're in America from, coming from a beautiful place like Italy, but your soul feels, I don't know, expanded. I don't know if you can get, my feeling, but that's what I felt, the first time. I always say the first time that I was in New York, I felt like, it's just, there's such a beautiful feeling as being, in my opinion, as being New York, where you see races from all over the world and you know that they are Americans, and that is something that you get only here. And I said to my husband, I want to go there. And so we basically restarted our life totally from scratch because we had absolutely no one in Philadelphia. Again, my in-laws are in New Jersey, but it's an hour and a half from where we live. And we fell in love with the city. The city really, backed me, helped me, and, supported me. And
brotherly love.
Here we are. Yes, a lot of brotherly love, yes.
It sounds like it, and you can hear Rock in the background. Yo, Adrienne! Come over and help, too. So that's also called the melting pot as well, too, as you well explained it. And I think that was just... Yes. A great move in Philadelphia, just a wonderful place. And also we'll talk about your book quickly as well, too. I mean, you just had a major influence. But first, you listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without break-even budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on themikewagnershow.com. You can check our Facebook page at facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, Apple, Stitcher, Deezer, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device and subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. We're here with Simonetta Lein, model, author, millennial activist, TV personality, actress, and also the founder of a Wish company, which I'll tell you about as well, too, and co-founder of Alsonia Partners, LLC, went from Italy to Philadelphia to New York as well, too, and Rome in between. Just give us a little journey from jumping to jumping, going from model over to acting, over to writing. And, of course, we're going to talk about your book as well, too, author of Everything is Possible, a novel about the power of dreams. But first, what was that one moment that influenced you into writing?
Into writing, as I told you, I honestly, so as when I was studying in high school, that was my forte because I was studying the classical studies, so a lot of writing, a lot of Latin, a lot of ancient Greek, the literature. So I was always very interested in the authors and the philosophers. So that was, of course, my background. I was always maybe pretty talented and also very trained, in writing. So I really started to write down my own story. And then there was this woman that just told me, this is very, very good. It's very unique. It's fresh. It's different. Why don't you talk with an editor? And so that's how actually it all started. And then from there, of course, I've learned, the business because, of course, when you start, you write down, your own book, and then it has to, take a shape. It has to, of course, be written chapters, all stuff that you learn while you become, an author. So they really helped me in understanding the process, and of course, from being only my story at the beginning, it became like 50% my story and 50% novel. And that also was very interesting to me because when you become an actual author of novels, I think it's very interesting to see where the characters actually are going. So that was a process that, I've never even thought that I would have gone through, but that happened. And so my inspiration really came from, again, my own life, what I experienced with, my family and how I was raised. And actually that was a very good suggestion that also an acting coach of mine told me. He said, whatever, if you want to write a book, if you want to write a script for, a movie, you want to write whatever, you want to bring out there, start from your own story because it's real, it's part of you. Then, of course, like we were saying, you have to, it has to take its own form. It has to be professionally done, but always start from yourself. And that's where I started. So that is actually where my inspiration comes from.
That is amazing, too. And you can also pick up the book as well, too. She can tell you about that. And, of course, who are some of your favorite singers, actors, writers, and TV shows and movies growing up in Italy and also in America as well?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, when I was growing up in Italy, it's that we don't have anything in American, over there. Everything is doubted. So it's in Italian. We have actually amazing Italian actors that just, they just translate everything that the American actors do over there. So I don't even know how you would call what I was watching there in America because they change every single title into the Italian culture. But again, when I was a child, I was watching my cartoons and we had some shows that they are actually not even existing here in America with puppets. So I really like to, grow up like that. But honestly, I was a lot into just really helping my parents in this beautiful countryside and not watching TV that much, just, maybe movies with them. And then when I moved to America, I started to watch, series like Prison Break or It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. And then tons and tons of beautiful movies that, actually my husband downloads for me. And so we actually watch them, if we can, every night. I try to watch something. So that's a little bit of my background.
That was amazing, too. And you think about puppets as well, too. Maybe you can do a show about puppets or some, from your point of view.
You fun.
Yes, that's right. And of course, as one of my favorite students, I thought puppets, and I thought there's a lot of shows in America involving puppets. You got the Muppets and quite a few.
Muppets, yes.
Yes, that's right.
I learned about the Muppets when I moved here because we didn't have them in Italy. Actually, at that time, we had an actor that after became very, very famous in Italy. And he, was just putting up this mask and he was, doing the voices. And as a child, I don't know, I thought that was reality. That was so cool. Now that I think about it, I thought that, that really existed. And then I discovered that, that was just an actor. But it was actually very sweet.
And of course, if you encountered a talking frog, a talking dog, talking cat, or talking horse, makes it think more than twice you think about it.
Yes. I absolutely agree. Absolutely.
And of course,
my husband actually still watches the Simpsons, of course, that I really like. Mm-hmm. And then Family Guy, he really likes that show. So sometimes I watch it with him too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's really good animation as well too. And of course, I don't know if you have any animation in Italy, but we've got a lot of it as well too. Of course, you got the Charlie Brown series, and then you got Marvel Comics. I mean, just name about everything. It's all on animation as well too. And of course, we'll talk about your foundation as well, too, which you got started, and venturing into a couple other things. You listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking for a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at Facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, Apple, and more. You can take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device and subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. We're here with model, author, millennial activist, actress, radio TV personality, and contributor to Number Magazine's Simonetta Lein, coming from the northern part of Italy, going to Rome, and heading over to New York, and now in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And she's also got an organization where it helps makes wishes come true, and it's called the Wish Wall Foundation. And Simonetta, tell us about this wonderful organization.
Thank you so much. So the Wish Wall Foundation was maybe, like we were talking before about the brotherly love of Philadelphia. Philadelphia really inspired me in creating the Wish Wall Foundation because the thought behind it was born actually in Italy when I was working for Vanity Fair, and I was interviewing celebrities over, their wishes and trying to see how they were actually accomplishing their wishes. And, that was extremely fun. I was one of the first to go around with a tablet in a selfie mode, going around for the city of Milan and, interviewing all these fellow celebrities around the city. That was extremely fun. But then I was missing the link with everyday people. And that's actually how the concept of the Wish Wall Foundation came out, because I started to think, how can I bring this wonderful idea of, the world of wishes and making them come true for everyday people. And so at the beginning it was a blog where I was allowing people from all over the world. Of course, at the beginning it was in Italian, so the majority were Italian, but trust me, I started, even when it was in Italian, I started back then to, start to receive wishes from, every part of the world. And so that, of course, gave me some, like, kind of an hint, like saying, okay, people are, they need this. And so they were just writing me their own wishes. And sometimes, of course, they are more selfish, if you want to put them that way, for their lives. But sometimes they were really beautiful projects. Mm-hmm. And so when I came to Philadelphia and I started to see, honestly, a lot of participation. I mean, the first time it was a beautiful event that we have done in Philly with, like I was saying before, with the help of the city of Philly, putting up this huge wall where people came and put up their wishes. And I actually was able to grant one in a way changed my life because it was so deep and inspiring. If you like, we can even talk about that. But just to say that the city itself, the people really gave me the inspiration. And then, of course, on the other side, honestly, when I, started to change everything to English and becoming, so big, I had so many wishes, so many people coming in that I needed, to be established. So at that time, I didn't even know how to run a non-for-profit. A lot of people asked me, how do you run a non-for-profit? And I told them my honest truth. I mean, I, learned it doing it. I had no clue. My first thought was my passion for it. I really, just the idea of, changing people's lives changed my life. And so because of that, I was so inspiring doing it. And then, of course, you learn how also to make money because, projects cost money, how to do fundraiser, how to, support other organizations, how to, make actually the progress, the process of the wishes come true happening, how to associate with the right people. And that's, something that you learn along the way. And again, Philadelphia, it's definitely a huge inspiration. This, brotherly love feeling that I honestly really feel in the city gave me the extra push to, really go in a way global.
That is amazing. I love your story. And, of course, you talked about you wanted to go a little further. Feel free to do that. And just a few things that popped into mind. What are the most common wishes that you get, and what is the most challenging wish or the most unusual wish you've ever gotten?
So, again, there are, like I said, there's not really a common wish, because there are certain that are definitely, let me find my, the love of my life, or let me get a car. There are, of course, those wishes. But if I have to be honest, those are the minorities. There are a lot of people that really write to the wish wall to impact the community and really, try to make projects for people in need happening. And that is, like I was saying, that inspired me. So I had, of course, they were very challenging, but I decided to, take up the challenge in for instance, overseas, so in Africa or in the Philippines. It is difficult because, for instance, in the Philippines, it was the first international one that came through. It was for 180 children. So I had, from Philadelphia, from, of course, a phone, a computer, trying to manage everything, with the team there. So, of course, you have to have a team there, trust them, make sure, they actually the money that you're going to send, they will deliver, be on top of everything. And so it was, of course, a leap of faith, but I was extremely happy that I did. They sent, all the pictures and all the videos, and we've seen the life of these 180 children, really transformed in a way. And then I continued in Africa. The first project was for actually 100 girls, and that was for literacy. There's a huge problem in Nigeria, especially for literacy for children, and so we supported 100 girls, and we gave them, of course, all the tools to study, so books and pens and notebooks, and then, of course, shoes, and then backpacks and everything. And so that was specifically for girls, because that is something that was always very dear to my heart, to try to really empower women and, of course, the future leaders. And then from that, I want also to do something for the boys and the girls together. So I was proposed to do a literacy award. Actually, it was called the Simonetta Lein Literacy Award. So it gave me a lot of, honor and pride that they called it after my name. And more than 200 children came from all over Nigeria, and they had at that point a competition. So it was a very, of course, healthy competition, and 3 of them, won computers and, tools that basically they've never seen in their entire lives. And,
wow.
And then all the other children, yes, and then all the other children, got, of course, books. And so all of them got something, but then the 3 of them, that they really were, they had a lot of skills. They got these computers. It's very interesting to me, to see, like, for instance, in that case, it was a computer. They've never seen it. In the Philippine case, believe it or not, it was an ice cream. They've never had an ice cream in their entire lives. So, to see the smiles of these children, that, with something so small, we definitely, change our lives. And then I continued. And then I've done another beautiful project that actually it's not even finished. It's still in Africa. This one is for women entrepreneurs. So we donated sewing machines for an entire community of women. And not only that, we are training them in using them. And from February until the end of the year, we're going to continue to train them and continue to also give them entrepreneurial skills so that they can learn how to launch their own business. And then actually from that project, another community still in Africa reached out to us and said, well, we have another issue. A lot of girls don't have a future because, like we were saying, don't know how to read and write. Their parents try to, have them married when they are 8 or 9 years old. It's scary, but that happens all the time. And so this women were saying, we really would like, to give them, again, computers, and then the internet connection, and then training so that we can teach them how to have skills, for social media. And that, of course, seemed perfect also for who I am, and I'm considered one of the top, actually, 5, I believe. The last list that came up, I was considered one of the top 5 women in fashion in the entire world. So I said, I have to do something, with this social media, and try to see if actually social media can, really give a better future for these girls. And so we are going to start with that as well. And so, of course, they are very challenging because, like I said, I'm not in the territory. I'm actually really planning to go to Africa and also to the Philippines, because still with the same organization there, we are trying to bring a well in a remote area where they don't have potable water. So I really would like to go there. But like I was saying, see, from one project, then another project comes, and then again they reach out to the website. And so with the board of directors, we said, okay, we can really back this project, and that's that's how the magic happens.
That is amazing and just so inspired, make wishes, you guys help them make come true and everything. And after Africa and the Philippines you talked about, what other countries do you plan on, visiting to promote the project?
Well, I don't know. I also, again, I've done also a lot in America, but I also this year, so like I said, I will continue to do these 2 projects in Africa and the Philippines. Honestly, I want to also focus in America because there's a lot to be done. For instance, here in Philadelphia, I really like to support an organization that was created by ex-homeless people who are trying to teach to people that, have been dealing with the same issues and also have been dealing with drug abuse and other type of problems to basically reintegrate themselves and find a job and know how to, go back to society. So that is something that it's, right here in Philadelphia, I find it very unique because, again, it's people that have gone through it and they came out of it, and so they can really teach to other people how to come out of that situation. That is also what I want to inspire with the Wishwell Foundation. We do a lot of stuff for a lot of people, but my main thing is that I want the people to feel empowered towards, the process. I don't want to just do, give them something and go away. I want that at the end they'll master something, whatever it is, they can go back with their lives and feel enriched. So I really would like also to focus a lot in America. We'll see what project comes through.
Mm-hmm. That is fantastic as well, too. And in 2018, you work at the foundation was sent to a TV program called The Wish Wall of the FNL Network, available worldwide on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, and more. Tell us more about that program, The Wish Wall.
Yes, actually, the TV show was just launched, I believe, a month ago, also through Apple.
Nice.
So Amazon Prime was the first outlet, and then, like you were saying, Amazon Fire and Roku came after, and now Apple TV worldwide. So, while I was granting some wishes, someone told me, well, you really have an incredible story. Why don't you, document what you're doing? And so we were able to put together 3 episodes, full episode, 22 minutes each, about, 3 of the most inspiring wishes, of course, at that time that we were dealing with. And again, they came on board. FNL Network with Rocco Leo Gagliotti came on board and they said, I really want to, spread it all over the world. And we have Amazon Prime that is interested. What do you think? I said, that, sounds fantastic. And so we put together the Wish Wall, so you guys can go on, again, Apple all over the world, or Amazon Prime, or Amazon Fire, Roku, and, find the Wish Wall TV show, and you're going to see really the process on, how these wishes were possible and how actually they change the lives of these people.
That is fantastic, too. And just a couple of things here, since you're also with the Ausonia Partners, CEO, co-founder, and of course we'll ask about that in just a minute. And what is the one wish that you have? Be honest.
Be honest. So I have 2. Can I give you 2?
Absolutely. And you can do a third if you want. I am a genius.
Oh.
Or I feel like one.
So I have one for others, and this is very honest. I have one for others related to my foundation to really keep on having, the inspiration, the funds, and, everything to really continue to do this and to leave a legacy. Because, the more you do it, the more you understand how it is, important to, go out there and try. Again, even if you don't do, like, huge things, but like what we're saying, give an ice cream to some children that had never seen an ice cream. I mean, that completely, changed my life. So definitely that is one wish. And then one that is maybe more personal to me. I want to continue with television because that is, my background as an actress as well. And so I'm actually really working on that after, the Wish Wall. We'll see if we're going to do more episodes. And then I'm also working on some other content for television. And that is my wish. I put it out there. May become true.
Sounds good. I'm sure you're going to pass on to the board of directors, and we'll keep that in mind. We'll help you on that. And I like to make one wish as well too, and 1.5. Can I wish right now?
Yes, please.
Okay, great. I wish for the Mike Wagner Show to be heard by everybody on the internet.
Wow.
And
okay, we'll do that.
Also, the Mike Wagner Show can also influence and inspire and entertain an audience, and also for people like you to get out there and spread the word to what you're doing.
Thank you so much. That's a beautiful wish. I'm going to put all of my effort, and positive energy so that it will come true.
Sounds good. Okay. All right. So make sure you get back the results as well, too. And let's all put the wishes out there. And, of course, if anybody has a wish, how can they send a wish to you guys?
So they can go to thewishfall.org. There is part of the wish that says make your wish, and go and write your wish. And, when I told you that I'm going to put all my, energy that it will come true, I mean, I was, of course, in a way, giving you like a good wish. But trust me, sometimes I have people writing me, and I don't know if it's, when I put out the wish wall, of course, there is a philosophy behind it. I've actually learned it in India. In India, they have this concept that you don't have to take your wishes, you don't have to hide them. You have actually the possibility to share them with the world, because the idea is that other people might be happy for you. And that is the philosophy that I want to bring out. Instead of being jealous one another, why don't we are happy for the success of, one another? And you have no idea how many people wrote me. Again, there are, like we were saying, wishes that are more concrete that, I could really go there and help. There are sometimes people that tell me, go on the wish wall and say, I want to have a baby, and, I cannot have a baby. And of course, there's nothing that I can do besides, giving them the space to share it, and of course send my prayers. But actually gave me a lot of joy. It was a month ago or so that a woman wrote me and said, I wrote a couple of years ago that I couldn't have a baby, and here I am. I wrote the wish, and I have a baby now, and thank you for what you do. So of course, I'm nobody, meaning that, it's in God's hands, but, sometimes the power of positive, the positivity of the community, I think it's very important, especially nowadays. There's, so much hatred out there. So I think that, when a lot of good thoughts go around a project or, a wish that you have, it might definitely help. Definitely, again, a lot of people might be scared and say, no, I don't want to tell you my wish because, again, in the Western society, we have the opposite reaction, but I've been seeing, and I've been actually having the proof that it's the opposite. When everyone is cheering for you, it's also nicer to seeing it coming true. So I really wish you the very, very best with all my heart.
And thank you very much as well, too. You just been fantastic. Once again, we had Simonetta Lein, model, author, millennial activist, part of the Wishwall Foundation, wishwall.org, and just a couple more things here. Who do you consider biggest influence in your career?
My career.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be very honest. I can give you so many names, but I'll be very honest. My husband. My husband, because he's very down to earth, and without him, on my side, I could not be here. I could not have, gone through all that I've gone through. And, it's something that also I've learned over the years, as a businesswoman, how important it is to have, your own background, situated. So don't ever estimate the power of your family and your friends. And also, again, in social media, your, what I call your tribe, it's very important that you surround yourself with the right people. So definitely my husband is my biggest influence, and is my, of course, biggest fan. And, he's always there, for me, it's definitely, to be at the top. It's definitely not easy, even because there's a lot of expectation, from your fans and people that, cheer for you, but you also have to give them something. So, thanks to him, I don't know. I feel grounded. I feel grounded enough to be able to create.
That is fantastic. And what's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point?
To advise to do what?
The
if
best
they want to start or with this career or about what?
Or best advice to give to anybody at this point, whether it's a career, a wish, or what you do, or just life in general. It's like the best advice you can give to anybody at this point.
In general, something that my father used to tell me when I was a child. He used to always tell me, do one thing at a time. And it seems so easy to say, but in this frenetic life, we're all so crazy and we do 100 things at a time. And we should relearn the pleasure of instead, seeing one thing and have it done. And trust me, even in business, it's of course, sometimes I have to do myself 100 things at a time, 100%. But again, trying to, put your total focus while you're doing that thing. And I think that even in business, I can see it in social media as that is actually paying off, because it's the idea of quality over quantity that I think, especially nowadays, it's coming back to fashion. Mm-hmm. We had, of course, an explosion. We were talking about fashion. I come from Vanity Fair, so the old school. And there are a lot of people in the fashion world and also other worlds that are maybe mad at what you can call, social media influencer, because they say, oh, where are these people coming from? They just go out there and blah, blah, blah. And they, and they want to teach us, the business. And I understand that because, again, I come also from the old world. And I think that old world that I'm talking about, meaning the quality, is coming back with, the special twist of social media and, of course, what, the millennial community and generation have brought us, which is, my generation. But I think that maybe now we are at that point in, finding that special bridge between the two worlds. And so try again that pleasure of doing one thing, doing it well, putting out there amazing content. If today you don't have a great content, better not post it. Really study what you're putting out there. Really, find a good team in order to have great pictures. Don't put pictures out there that are blurry. Don't put thoughts that are, that while you're writing it, while you're, sleeping or something. Really, mm-hmm. Think about it, because we sometimes we underestimate, the power of social media and, the power of us, because with one click, we can be all over the world. So whatever it's your business, whatever, if you're, out there for pleasure, but, again, one thing at a time and do it well.
I think that's a great idea. And Simonetta, I just want to say a big thank you for your time. You've been fantastic, very inspirational. I'm going to go to your wall right after this program. Encourage everybody to do the same. Once again, tell us about your upcoming projects, your website, how do people contact you, and where can people go to make a wish?
Absolutely. So again, you can go on Instagram, which is my biggest platform, and then second is Twitter, and it's just my name and surname. So SIMONETTALEIN, and I always make a joke. I say, once you find my first name, you're going to find me because it's only me, Simonetta. It's only me. So going to type Simonetta, it will come up. Every social media of mine is verified, so make sure to find the real one. And so that is, of course, over social media. The website, like we were saying, is I have, of course, my website is SimonettaLein.com, but the foundation is the wishwall.org and the wishwallfoundation.org if you want to see more the institutional part, and instead to make a wish, the wishwall.org, go under the part where it says make a wish, and write your wish, also there's a space also to put a nice picture. Again, think about it, think that millions of people will read you. We have over 2 million viewers a month over the wish wall. So, take your time, write it, nicely, and, also think a little bit outside of, your world when you're writing a wish, meaning think, how can this impact the community? And that is actually what my board of directors is looking at, in case you really want to do, something and, be considered. If you just, again, want to wish for something just for yourself, it's, of course, very well accepted as well.
That is fantastic. Simonetta, just want to say a big thank you for your time. You've been fantastic. Looking forward to having you on again soon. Keep us up to date, and I literally wish you the best.
Yes, we'll do so.
Thanks for listening to the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, YouTube, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and themikewagnershow.com. Please support our program with your donations at themikewagnershow.com. Join us again next time for another great episode of The Mike Wagner Show.